And there it was, program 11 of If I Had a Talking Picture. And I hope you enjoyed that marvellous insight into the movies of 1929. And we'll be back probably late in November, early December, with program 12 for your enjoyment. Now, here's news of next week's 10 o'clock special. The name of songwriter Arthur Schwartz is not a household word. However, his compositions such as Dancing in the Dark, I Guess I'll Have to Change My Plan, and You and the Night and the Music Are. On Sunday, November 5th and 12th, you can hear the Arthur Schwartz story in the 10 o'clock special during Thanks for the Memory. This program is part of the BBC Songwriters series, so join me, won't you, on November 5th and 12th for the Arthur Schwartz story, right here on SouthernFM 88.3, the station that sounds great to me.
1902 261 511. 1902.
If you're one of 2 million Australians with arthritis, you'll know it can really interfere with your life, but it doesn't have to. Call the Arthritis Foundation on
1902 261 511.
Thank you. And you can order a copy of the book A New Way of Life and start living well. That number again?
1902 261 511.
95 cents a minute. Call the Arthritis Foundation now and get your freedom back.
Every year, severe storms do millions of dollars worth of damage to property. Severe storms can happen anywhere, and they're very scary. Lightning, hailstones as big as golf balls, huge winds, rain in buckets. They can kill people. But there are things you can do and people to turn to. For free pamphlets on how to cope with severe storms, call your local state emergency service.
It's 28 minutes to 11 now on 88.3 Southern FM. Until midnight, you're with Thanks for the Memory on 88.3 Southern FM.
Her attention, not to him, not to her, not to them, not to those, but to me. Her family, they held a convention, not for him, not for her, not for them, not for those, but for me. I'm delighted, yes sir, and I have to laugh. Standing on my dresser is a photograph which proves that she gives all her attention, not to him, not to her, not to them, not to those, but to me. not to them, not to those, but to me. Not for him, not for her, not for them, not for those, but for me.
Reaching into your community. The great southern sounds of Melbourne, 88.3 Southern FM.
Jenny made her mind up when she was 3. She herself was gonna trim a Christmas tree. Christmas Eve she lit the candles, tossed the tapers away. Little Jenny was an orphan on Christmas Day.
Lost her dad and mother, sister and her brother. Oh, Lord.
Jenny made her mind up when she was 12 that into foreign languages she would delve. But at 17 to Vassar it was quite a blow, that in 27 languages she couldn't say no.
Poor Jenny, she couldn't say no, Lord.
Jenny made her mind up at 22. To get herself a husband was the thing to do. She got herself all dolled up in her satins and furs, and she got herself a husband, but he wasn't hers.
Her equal would be hard to find, Lord.
Jenny made her mind up at 39. She would take a trip to the Argentine. She was only on vacation, but the Latins agreed. Jenny was the one who started the good neighbor policy.
And the good book says to love thy neighbor, oh, Lord.
Jenny made her mind up at 51. She would write her memoirs before she was done. The very day her book was published, history relates there were wives who shot their husbands in 33 states.
Some circulation, oh, Lord.
Jenny made her mind up at 75. She would live to be the oldest woman alive. But gin and rum and destiny play funny tricks, and poor Jenny kicked the bucket at 76.
Oh, she was inclined to always make up her mind.
Anyone with vision comes to this decision.
Don't make up, you shouldn't make up, you mustn't make up, or never make up. Anyone with vision comes to this decision. Don't make up your mind.
You're tuned to Thanks for the Memory with Alex Hehr on 88.3 Southern FM.
Got me crying for you, And as I sit here and sigh, says I can't believe it's true. Boo, I'll tell my mama on you. The little game that you play has made her baby oh so blue. You left me in the lurch. You left me waiting at the church. Boo, that's why I'm crying for you. Someday you'll feel like I do, and you'll be booing too.
Minutes before 11 o'clock, and you're on 88.3 Southern FM. I'm Alex Hehr. The program, of course, is Thanks for the Memory. Well, let's have a look at that music break. We heard firstly Me from Ambrose's Orchestra at the Mayfair Hotel in London with Sam Brown, vocalist, recording on the 16th of September 1931. And then we heard from Eddie Dutchen and his orchestra with the vocal of June Robbins and a 1941 composition from the pens of Ira Gershwin and Kurt Weill, and that was Jenny. And then one of my favourite American orchestras, Russ Morgan and his orchestra, an old Vocalion 78. Sorry about the little bit of a glitch in the middle there. And that was the song Boo Hoo, written by Carmen Lombardo, Ed Heyman and John Loeb. Of course, the song was popularised by the Guy Lombardo recording, but I like the Russ Morgan one as well. Okay, now you're on 88.3 Southern FM, and in a moment we'll have more music for you.
Hey, here's 15 plus ways to save your skin this summer.
Whack on a shirt.
Chuck on a hat. In the middle of the day, get out of the sun.
Relax and cool with the shade. Whack on some sunscreen.
Get your gear on. Take time out. Have a really long lunch. Get covered. Hey, it's easy. Be sun smart and
save your skin.
Want to know more? Call the Anti-Cancer Council Sun Smart hotline on 13 11 20.
And I have a note here from the Anti-Cancer Council of Victoria. They're conducting their whip round for cancer appeal on Cup Day this year. So hit the hip pocket and make a donation to help the Anti-Cancer Council's fight against cancer. Volunteer collectors will be rattling tins outside TABs and at Flemington on Cup Day. So whether you're winning or losing on the day, give some support to those trying to win against much bigger odds than you'll get on the tote. Yes, indeed. The Cancer Appeal Cup Day this year. All right, our time is now... Oh, that clock's a bit funny. It's about, I think it's 17 minutes to 11. And it's either 17 or 16. It's... a bit funny at the moment, but I'll have to fix that. I think we'll have some more music, and Jan Simcoe, my dear, she's out there listening again tonight. She's a loyal listener to our program on 88.3 called Thanks for the Memory, and she rang in last week saying that she enjoyed the track by the Maguire sisters I played just before I went off air. So I've got another girl group for you tonight from the 1950s, late 50s, 1958 it was, and here's the Ponytails And this is Born Too Late. Hope you enjoy it.
Stepping out with a memory tonight to paint the town the way we used to do. I'll dine at the old cafe where we had so much fun and order dinner for two instead of the usual one. Then after dark in a hansom through the park, while reminiscing, I'll be kissing you. A lot of folks may think that I'm crazy. Well, maybe they're right, but I'm stepping out with a memory tonight. After dark in a hansom through the park, while reminiscing, I'll be kissing you. A lot of folks may think that I'm crazy. Well, maybe they're right, but I'm stepping out with a memory tonight.
This is the BBC Light Programme. You're tuned to the great southern sounds of Melbourne, 88.3 Southern FM.
I like that last particular recording we played. That was Edith Lorand and her Viennese Orchestra, and from Hehr's The Land of Smiles, You Are My Heart's Delight. And the song immediately preceding that, Kate Smith and the orchestra, and a lovely song from 1940, I'm Steppin' Out with a Memory Tonight. It's coming up to 7 minutes before 11, and Maria Halliday rang in. Thank you, Maria, to let me know some details that I was looking for on the late Sidney Birchall. And next week in the program, I'll be playing the tunes of Sidney Birchall. So I hope that all of those people who are interested and haven't heard of Sidney Birchall, or haven't heard his recordings on air at least for many, many years, will tune in. So we'll have some Sidney Birchall recordings next week in our program, Thanks for the Memory. And I'm sure I'll bring back a memory or two for a lot of people.
Squizzy Taylor's downfall began in October 1927 when he agreed to look after a brothel in Tennyson Street, St Kilda, while his proprietor, a pickpocket, was in jail. Snowy Cutmore, a Sydney criminal, arrived, visited the place, got drunk, refused to pay, and smashed up the furniture. Squizzy Taylor vowed to get even, but where he was not accustomed to doing his own fighting, while he could hire thugs who relished that sort of thing. But on the 26th of October 1927, he went with two companions to several hotels in Carlton. His driver was then instructed to drive to Cutmore's address at 50 Barclay Street, Carlton. The three men went in and came back shortly after with Taylor stooping and clutching his right side. Drive like hell to St Vincent's were the last words he ever spoke. Snowy Cutmore was dead in the bedroom and the place was riddled with bullet holes. Melbourne Truth had a theory that Taylor had been lured to his death by gunmen who then shot both Taylor and Cutmore, but no one can tell what really happened on that fateful afternoon. Taylor and Cutmore were buried on the same day. Taylor's funeral was reported as a disgraceful exhibition of morbid curiosity. A large crowd of people, mainly women, waited to the Brighton cemetery, but very few of his associates. Most of the wreaths, including a large harp composed of white flowers, was paid for by his wife Ida. Southern FM has brought you another footnote to history.
Someone's mum really knows what's white. New Persil washes even whiter, even whiter.
Yes, New Persil washes whiter than ever before, thanks to New Persil's wonderful new brightening discovery. Those famous Persil suds now give you an even whiter wash.
In Britain, this new brightening discovery helped New Persil to outsell other washing powders 3-1.
See what a difference the brightening discovery in New Persil makes to your wash. See how Persil whiteness stands out.
New Persil washes even whiter, even whiter. New Persil washes even whiter.
Try New Persil with the brightening discovery today.
Until midnight, you're with Thanks for the Memory on Southern FM 88.3. And it's right on 11 o'clock here at 88.3 Southern FM. We have an hour of our program left to go. It's comedy time. On Thanks for the Memory, it's time for our weekly comedy spot. Indeed it is, and tonight from the album When You're in Love, the Whole World is Jewish, here's Frank Gallup and The Ballad of Irving. No, that's not The Ballad of Irving, this is The Ballad of Irving.
He was short and fat and rode out of the west with a Mogan David on his silver vest. He was mean and nasty right clear through, which was kind of weird because he was yellow too. They called him Irving. Big Irving. Big short Irving. Big short fat Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West. Irving. He came from the old bar mitzvah spread, schlepping a salami and pumpernickel bread. He always followed his mother's wishes. Even on the range he used 2 sets of dishes. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big sissy Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West. Irving. 141 could draw faster than he, but Irving was looking for 143, walking a salt saloon like a man insane, and ordered 3 fingers of 2 cents plain. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big sport Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West. Irving. The James boys was coming on a train at first sun, and the town said, Irving, we need your gun. Well, that train pulled in at the break of dawn. Irving's gun was there, but Irving was gone. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big help Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West. Irving. Well, finally, Irving got 3 slugs in the belly. It was right outside the Frontier Deli. He was sitting there twirling his gun around, and Butterfingers Irving gunned himself down. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big dum-dum Irving. Big dum-dum dead Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West. Really?
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you on
Frank Gallup there in The Ballad of Irving. 4.5 after 11, 88.3 Southern FM. The Bayside area of the Australian Institute of Genealogical Studies Incorporated will hold its next meeting on Monday, the 27th of November 1995 at St Nicholas's Anglican Church Hall. That's at the corner of Bear and Albert Streets, Mordialloc at 8 p.m, right opposite the railway station. It's also the end-of-year breakup, and they'll... What's this? It will be held with brags and boasts. Oh, well, there you go. So all welcome. Visitors $3. Members are free. Inquiries from Gary Rogers, 9772 7464. 9772 7464. Young Till Midnight. You're with Thanks for the Memory with Alex Hehr on 88.3 Southern FM.
You'd look at me and I would see the smile you're smiling now. It might have been in County Down or in New York, in Gay Paris, or even London town. No more will I go all around the world, for I have found my world in you. I knew somewhere, sometime, somehow, you'd look at me and I would see the smile you're smiling now. It might have been in County Down or in New York, in Gay Paris, or even London town. No more will I go all around the world, for I have found my world in you. Love is the sweetest thing. What else on earth could ever bring such happiness to everything as love's old story? Love is the strangest thing. No song of birds upon the wing shall in our hearts more sweetly sing than love's old story. Whatever heart may desire, whatever fate may send. This is the tale that never will tire. This is the song without end. Love is the greatest thing, the oldest yet the latest thing. I only hope that fate may bring love's story to you.
Reaching into your community. The great southern sounds of Melbourne, 88.3 Southern FM.
And that was Mademoiselle de Paris there, presented by Percy Faith and his orchestra. And that was written back in 1951 and recorded the same year. And before that, Love is the Sweetest Thing, the BBC Dance Orchestra with Henry Hall conducting, the vocal by Les Allen from 1932. And opening up that bracket of music, fine music too, Gracie Fields and the 1956 wonderful song from the film of the same name, Around the World. It's coming up to, let me see, 13 and a half after 11.
Darren Star, the creator of TV soap Melrose Place, once said, "We try to write the shows as fun, trashy and compelling as we can." Rolling Stone magazine recently drew up a special Melrose Place diagram to track who'd bonked who'd shot who'd cheated on who'd blackmailed who, and who committed suicide over who. So many TV watchers seem to love a diet of endless glitz, glamour and trash. I think we need to turn off our television sets sometimes and turn on ourselves and get a life.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
It's time to realize that you're in a world that needs your help, your time and your resources. Jesus called us to love and to be committed to others, not to slowly die on a comfortable potato couch. Life is too short to waste. Make some dramatic changes, stand up, step out and live for what lasts. This is John Smith.
Thank you, John Smith.
Be a Darroch's girl, look for value with economy. Be a a Darrod's girl, look for quality and style. Shop at Darrod's, the style store in Burke Street.
It's right on 11:15 now, 88.3 Southern FM, and don't forget that at 11:30 we'll have Al Bowley Remembered. Well, one of my favourite English composers is the late Ivor Novello. He wrote some beautiful tunes. We're going to play a 12-inch HMV 78, both sides of it, and the tunes featured on this are Keep the Home Fires Burning, Bless You, Every Little Girl, Didn't Know the Way To, And Her Mother Came Too, Thoughts of You, Glamorous Night, Shine Through My Dreams, and Rose of England. Vocalists are Olive Gilbert, Peter Graves, Helen Hill and Webster Booth. And they're all accompanied by Harry Akers and his orchestra. I hope you enjoy the music of Ivor Novello in a selection of gems from the great man.
Reaching into your community. The great southern sounds of Melbourne, 88.3 Southern FM.
But honey, please remember, absence makes the heart grow fonder for somebody else. When the cat's away, the mice will play. I don't say I will, but still I may be blue away from you, but then again I may be gay. When I get fretful, I get forgetful, so honey, please remember, absence makes the heart grow fonder for somebody else.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Ted Wallace and his Campus Boys, and that's a nice recording of a lovely tune written back in 1919. Guess who's coming along at midnight?
Candyman.
Oh yes, the Candyman.
Hello, it's David Wiseman here, the Candyman. I'm inviting you to join me here on 88.3 Southern FM every Monday morning between 12 and 2 a.m, where I'll be presenting my usual style of easy listening music. So why not join me every Monday morning between 12 a.m and 2 a.m. here on 88.3 Southern FM.
Yes, the Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Makes the world taste good. A Candyman, a Candyman, a Candyman.
Ah yes, David's out there sorting out himself and the recordings. So we're going to have a very nice program this evening, I'm sure. But we've still got another 13 and a half minutes of Thanks for the Memory. And let's have a little bit of a hoedown, shall we? This is the Boston Pops Orchestra, conducted by the late Arthur Fiedler. And this is called the Pops Hoedown. So here we go. Yeehaw! Well, how about that? Wonderful piece of music there, presented by the Boston Pops Orchestra, conducted by Arthur Fiedler, and that was collectively called a Pops Hoedown. It's coming up to 6.5 minutes to midnight on 88.3 Southern FM.
I love to spend each Sunday with you as friend to friend. I'm sorry it's through. I'm telling you just how I feel. I hope you feel that way too. Let's make a date for next Sunday night. I'm here to state 'twill be my delight to sing again, bring again the things you want me to. I love to spend each Sunday with you.
I guess I'll have to change my plan. I should have realized there'd be another man. I overlooked that point completely until the big affair began. Before I knew where I was at, I found myself upon the shelf, and that was that. I tried to reach the moon, but when I got there, all that I could get was the air. My feet are back upon the ground. I've lost the one girl I found.
I guess I'll have to change my plan. And that was the orchestra of Guy Lombardo and the vocalist Carmen Lombardo from 1932, and a song written by Arthur Schwartz and Howard Dietz. And of course Arthur Schwartz is the subject of our 10 o'clock special for the next 2 Sunday nights.
A new day is born, so I'll say good night, sweetheart. Sleep well, baby.
Well, there's that theme again. It means it's time for me to depart the studio and leave it for the Candyman, David Wiseman, who's waving like a I don't know what through the window. All right, it's coming up to 2 minutes to 12. I'll see you next Sunday on Thanks for the Memory between 8 and midnight. Have a good week. Bye for now.